Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your daily Tarot Oracle, your daily insight on life and love for April 12th, 2022, also being timeless. So, wherever you're catching it on the timeline, maybe it might suit you. Anyway, hang out, listen to this. I don't normally say that this seems to be an important message. Yes, it's general collective, throw it away. I do not care. But if you found this reading and you have an inkling that maybe you should hang out, I'm telling you, yeah, hang out. This might really resonate for you, or you might pass along to somebody who needs to hear this message. So if you have questions about booking a session, go to the main page, look for my email, or find me on the social platforms. All of my social platforms now are no punctuation, no underscores, no spaces, none of that. It's just at Raising Savak. So go ahead, find me, reach out, say hello, tell me where you are in the world. Except for my main Facebook, obviously that's still my name. I mean, come on. Anyway, so what I'm seeing here, I'm using Wisdom of the Oracle. I know I usually kick this off with Rider-Waite. This is different, and I really think that you need to hear this. You have had extraordinary trials and tribulations in your life, upsets, complete disappointments, times of being afraid, times of feeling like you've been discarded. It's been this relentless challenge in life. And so what I'm seeing right here is you are constantly in this guarded zone, waiting to see what's out to deceive you, what's out to hurt you, keeping your eyes peeled, calling it self-protection, but really this feels like fight or flight. I get this need to protect yourself, but this entire thing feels nerve-wracked. And it's really important that you have a sense of control in your life with things outside of your circumstances for so long. To have any sense of control feels like it's, it feels like it's, I don't even like the way that that feels, honestly. It feels like a self-made prison. And I know that this is predictable for you. I know that you can man the grounds on this, but it doesn't make for a fulfilling life. And now some of you might be saying that that's kind of wishful thinking, and I get it. Yeah, you're right. It does feel like wishful thinking and looking at life with rose-colored glasses. There's conditions that are happening in your life that are completely outside of your control. And I hate saying that as much as you hate hearing it. I know that you want to buck up and see what's up in life. But this is not one of those situations that you have to fight against. I see that this is working in your favor, but you're not really seeing it that way to begin with, because the tried and true and the story of the past history in your life has proven when you are not in control and not in power, and when something is challenging you, you are going to get hurt. You are going to be the one who's carrying the burden. You are the one who's going to be fill in the blank. So this, even though it's completely inevitable and it feels like there's a sense of hope, there is a point of view that doesn't have the audacity to feel hope in this. This little shred of hope inside of you is extremely guarded. And I know that this is unnerving. Why can't you have happiness and a sense of control for at least once in your life? Well, I'm about to tell you. This is clearing the way of every sense of falsehood in your life where you feel like you had to bear down on it. Does that make sense? Anyway, the happiness is things that are flowing into your life almost as if by magic. This outside of it. So it's like, if you can imagine this, imagine that you are a baby that's been put in a stroller. You have a toy that you've been playing with. You're just barely aware of the world, but you're focusing on this toy. This is the only thing that you can see, that you can make into focus You don't really pick up on anything that's going on around you. You're focusing in on this one. So you're playing with the wheels or the legs or whatever the heck it is that you're playing with. You're playing with a toy. Out of nowhere, this big hand just grabs it out of your grasp and it startles you. Where did this come from? I know, this great vision, huh? So it's that startle, and why did this happen? What is this happening for? What's coming after me? What happened to my sense of safety, my sense of, what's between me and the world outside? And you want to build up, you want to have your outburst, you're lashing out, and you're getting ready to really just kind of lose your mind, because you're not going to be made to feel like this again, because you've felt like this so many times in the past. And just before you belt out this, scream this war cry to life, something just kind of hands you this big lollipop. Life isn't taking candy from a baby anymore with you. Life is giving you candy. But the thing is, you're looking at this candy, remembering how life has taken so many things away from you, how life has made you feel so unsafe. You don't dare to let yourself get excited for this. You don't dare to let yourself think that this is just going to be gifted to you without a sense of payback. So if this is going to come with some unknown contract, you're not doing it. You want no part in it. You're done. You're sick of all of this boo-ha. The thing is, you're not going to be able to fully make sense of why things have happened in the past. The unfinished symphony, I'm going to actually need to read this aspect to you in the protection mode, because this is what you are guarding yourself with. Do I read this for everyone? No. Do I learn the cards before I do them? Yes. Do I have to read this right now? Still yes, so shut up. Grab your coffee, grab your drink, I don't care, listen. Where the hecking heck is it? This goes in number sequence, so I have to go between 11 and 9. Wouldn't you know it? When unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it's a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It is not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Don't overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. So you, in rejecting this lollipop that life is giving you that seems so enticing, but it's just so out of character, this must have some sort of hidden business behind it. This is really talking about closing off those painful pasts so that you can accept this gift, this treat that life is trying to give you without a sense of condition. You have already done so much work in your life, and we're going to look in a moment as to why you had to do this work. Why did it have to do all of this impossible work, relentless work, just to have things weirdly be made easy? You know, the love that's easy, the job that's easy, this leveling up in life that seems a little too easy, a little too good to be true. It's not too good to be true. However, this is saying there's not a hidden motive for it. So don't drop it and run just before you actually, get your medal, your gift, your honor. So let's look as to the why things had to happen. Well, we could chalk it up to you being an amazing individual who is this high ascended spiritual being. And I know that you are. I know that you are. I just know that you are. And that's a pain in the butt to hear, huh? You went through all the crap because you're a highly evolved spiritual being who feels like you must have been high, or somebody must have forged your life contract before you entered into the world. I know how that feels. You are here for a higher purpose. You went through all of those pains, all of those struggles, all of those mishaps. You went through the worst of what could be of your life, only to be delivered into what seems to be almost a candy land for you. You're in transition into that world. So things that are not made for you, are that were just settling in your life, that you really conditioned yourself to be content with. Spirit's going, nope, throwing that out. And it's like, okay, putting in the treat, learning how to accept a gift from life and learning how to accept a gift from the people around you without waiting for the shoe to drop as to what is actually behind the gift. You're in transition into a higher level of being. And I'm actually being pulled to this. So, okay, we're in transition. If you've come across this, you're definitely in transition into what? If I see the twin flame card, I'm gonna flip out. You are a powerful light worker, ear chakra. Spirit is gonna be talking to you through, I don't know, your ear, whatever you are picking up, whatever you are hearing. If you are hard of hearing, whatever the next one would be for you. But what I'm seeing in here is notice messages that appear as sound, music, words from both external forces and within your own mind. These messages are real and answers to your prayer. So the transition is into a world where you have to really pay attention to the audible insights in your mind, also what you're hearing around the collective. So you're a powerful light worker. Great. What are you transitioning into? A very free life. You're getting heart's desires. So this, I feel like it's whatever you had put the hope, the dreams, the ambitions, or whatever the level was in your most innocent of days, your most ambitious of days. Whatever is on level with that is probably what's occurring in your life right now. You are currently obtaining the dream that you used to only just dream about. Now you're obtaining it. So let's look a little bit more into this because I can and I want to, and you can't stop me unless you turn this off. And again, that's kind of on you. Okay. Now that you've asked for the angels for help, be open to receiving divine guidance and assistance, and you deserve heaven's help. So, I'm not laughing at you. I'm never going to laugh at you. I'm kind of just exasperated with the message because I get it. Remember, in all of your pained points, in your dark nights of the soul, through all of the tears, the outward screams to source to spirit, when your heart was breaking, when your soul was crushed, when nothing seemed to be working in your life and you just wanted to give up. Remember those screams that you gave to source to spirit, to God. Those you're starting to get the answer to. Now, if you had hoped to not exist, I'm not going to encourage that, and neither is anything else on here. Source and Spirit wants you to be an active consciousness. So anyway, going back to this, those outward cries where you had begged and pleaded for some sort of answer from Source, Spirit, God, those are starting to get answered now. So you're going to get the why as to what happened and why it did by a show of action through the collective consciousness around you. Now, this could be in the form of life giving you an actual gift, something basically falling in your lap, or meeting somebody who is incredibly important to your journey. Maybe it's a point of redirection in a life mission, but whatever it is, consider it to be the answer to your prayers. Now, sometimes the answer is met with its own challenges. So don't think that just because you're getting the answer that things are going to be without some sort of learning mode. And I'm still getting pulled to use this. All right, so tell me about the answers from Source and Spirit. Oh, we have milk and honey in reverse. And the here and now is upright. And then we have the deep knowing. And then yang in reverse. The thinker in reverse. New life. I really love this. So what I'm getting in here, the answer is in every waking moment, being right where you are, no longer dreading the future, but enjoying the present as it unfolds before you. The fact that life could actually be simpler than what you had been led to believe at any point. The fact that you are part of a whole, which is such a cool concept. And I actually believe it. I'm not gonna lie, I believe it. What I'm seeing is you magnificent being. And yeah, I'm totally fluffing you up on that one because it's right. You are part of the collective consciousness. You are part of everything. And when you tune into everything and see yourself as connected to everything, you intuitively, mentally connect to that, and you start to get the waves of intuitiveness between you and that object, or you and that other consciousness. So what I'm seeing here is, yes, your life and your mind is part of a oneness, which makes everything easy, and it happens effortlessly for you. So picture consciousness as this amazing blanket, almost like a topographical map. And you have all of these wonderful lumps and different elevations, these different parts that are in the structure. All of it is connected, unique in its own expression, but still part of this collective topographical map as a whole. And one thing can't exist without the other. It exists in its contrast, and it exists as one. You need to be this different expression so that you can add something to this as a whole. Because what you are and what your thought is and the energy that you put out, something out there is calling out to, and vice versa. So what I'm seeing here is, do not overthink and overanalyze this. Do not push yourself to make things hard just because it seems like it is too easy. You are putting yourself in the flow state with the collective consciousness so that you, yes you, I know that's a hard concept, can actually bring about this charmed life that you so righteously sought after in your formative years, and that so righteously deserve. It is not you being entitled. It's not you being weirdly self-righteous or in any way, shape, or form evil. I don't think that you're evil. And I mean, why not? Who the hell cares what I think? Honestly, what does my thoughts even matter about who you are? You honestly do deserve the best. But the point is, you are not evil. You are not somebody who is condemning another. You're not disempowering another by going after what it is that you do want. So what I see here is letting yourself be in that flow state and letting yourself flow through this as easy as it comes, getting into this new life. So you beautiful, righteous soul that is watching this, I'm getting pulled to see what's going to be healing in this new life of yours, and I need to light the incense. God stinking dang it. This is all your fault. I blame you. I blame you. All right, gotta let that burn for a solid moment. Here we go. We are good. We are good. We are good. I didn't use any of the Rider-Waite. That is so weird. Okay. Detoxification. First off, you're going to get rid of any distractions. And we have the listen to your intuitive feelings. There's not going to be a block between you and your concepts of life. There's not going to be any more hurdles that you have to overcome. There's that sense of direct connection and oneness. You think, therefore you are, so therefore I am. Yeah, it's really that simple. And I meant to say it that way because whatever you are, as am I. Whatever you think, therefore you are, as am I. Whether it's a conscious awareness or otherwise, for the other part of that concept, it all connects. So you listen to your intuitive feelings. Whatever you are, it comes about. Whatever you think about, it comes about. Whatever you are not that you think about comes about. And if it's not something that you want as an experience, you change your focus. So this is you giving your source and spirit up to the collective consciousness, Christ, God, whatever it is that you believe in. And the acceptance, the radical acceptance of yourself and who you are. Every flaw, every place in life that you have been, every shame that you have carried, every hope, every dream, every ambition that you have ever had, everything that has ever been about you is what brought you to this currently who you are point. So this is the radical acceptance of what and who you are and what became of you to you. Is that easy to follow? And that acceptance leading you to morph into what it actually is that you want to be and who you are. So when you accept who you are, who you've been in life, that's when the opportunity for the shift and change that you want to be actualized. And this is telling you to give your cares up to Source and Spirit. And it's releasing any fears, any sort of hang up from the past that would stop you from being who you are, and guiding you into the situation that you want to be. And this is getting rid of things that cause you stress and anxiety in your life. Now, these are going to be things that come and go in waves through the experience, but it's not for you to hang on to them. That's why it's telling you to let go. It's not that you won't ever have these experiences again, but it's a point of not hanging on to them so that you poison yourself. And you, my dear, if you are watching this, the end point of this is almost to have like this, having this direct connection to Source, to Spirit, to your angels, and actually level up in your life. You are this major key player who can make literally anything in consciousness come to fruition. So it actually makes this life kind of like a game at that. What do you want to experience? What do you want to be your experience? If it's pain that you're focusing on, you're going to get the pain. If it is the light of your life, you're going to experience more light. And you want to know what? If it's something that you don't want to experience, you change your focus and direction. The human emotion with you is going through a grand change. So let's see what this is. You are ready to jump in. You're poised. Take this leap. All right, my dear, this has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for April 12th, 2022. And again, being timeless. So wherever you're catching this in time, I really hope that you listen to this message because you needed it. In some way, shape, or form, you needed it. Maybe it was to actually get the message. Maybe it was to laugh at me. I'm not quite sure. But if you have questions about booking your own private session or see what services I provide, go to the main page, check out my email address, or find me on the social platforms. All of my business pages are at Raising Savak. One word, no underscores, no spaces, no punctuations, no numbers, no nothing, just at Raising Savak. My original IG, I don't think I'm getting it back, so ignore it. Go to my new one, it's at Raising Savak. I really look forward to connecting with you, and until next time, stay safe, have fun, know that you're greatly loved and appreciated, and you're worthy of everything that was just read. I'm sending you so much love. So what I'm seeing right here is a relationship that is going to grow slowly through time. This is going to involve a lot of work, literally one thing after another. But what I'm seeing here is the stress is leaving the connection, and you guys actively choose each other every single day. You guys nurture and take care of each other. You guys blossom together. You guys, it's one step after another. There's this feeling of taking on each other's burdens. I don't think that it's to overwhelm each other. I think that it's to share the space. So what I'm seeing here is not holding back at any point in this connection. I feel like you've been in a gray area for some time, and that you've really been working on yourself while feeling this connection out. I think that if you're not in a relationship right now, you've been feeling this come in and it's making itself known. There might be somebody who's sparked your attention recently. If this is a current relationship, then the healing has been starting to occur in the relationship. So it feels like a win-win for you, honestly. But let me just say my disclaimer, as I always say the disclaimer, I don't care what the cards say at all. If at any point your relationship is toxic, abusive, or illegal, get away from it. I really do not care. This looks amazing. It looks like it's healing and coming together. So if it's not toxic, abusive, or illegal, this is really beautiful. I don't see you guys holding back from each other. I see you guys taking care of each other, showing a lot of strength towards each other. And it looks like this emotional and spiritual connection that is completely surrounded by a passion and driving force. Your passion and driving force and what your truth is what's leading you guys to choose each other. It doesn't say that there's any exterior forces that aren't, making themselves known to you. It's like you guys see the world as a whole, and you guys are still choosing each other. You guys have a lot of luck on your hands. This relationship is a lot of work. But what I'm seeing in here is you guys are coming out of a very gray period after a time of absolute diligence, and you guys are healing this connection and getting closer into intimacy. So if this is somebody very near and dear to your life, just know that you guys are healing and moving on together. That's awesome. Well, it looks like somebody's lies are catching up to them. Somebody in your life has been really deceptive, always trying to get away with something, and this is somebody who's probably really close to you. I think this has been a theme of relationships, and it looks like there's this sense of being pushy and domineering in your life, like always looking for a sense of exposing something. I feel like this person really pushed your buttons to try and get a rise out of you for some sort of validation, for some sort of crap in their life. They seem like such a putz. I'm just going to say it like that. We have two queens here completely on their keisters. I'm not liking it at all. This person has been nothing but pushy. They've been crude, and it feels like they have screwed you over more than once. I know, kind of different from my normal reading, huh? So, hey, what I'm seeing in here is somebody who really thinks that they just completely screwed things up with you. I do feel like this is somebody who really wanted to have a relationship with you, that really had a lot of triggers in themselves, and they projected this a lot onto you, and they may have completely ruined everything with you. That's a real reality. But I also see that they're coming back. They're truly coming back. This person really recognizes the crap that they had pulled in your life, how they had closed you out, how they've been so cold to you, and they want to apologize. This person actually means it when they apologize. Now, I will say this for every relationship reading. I don't care what the cards say. If they're abusive, toxic, or illegal, get away from them. Do not entertain this if they are, toxic, abusive, or illegal. If they're not, if they've just been kind of a brat in the past, then this is talking about how much they have changed and how much they want to show you that they have changed. They see you as the high priestess. You have to make the choice, though. This is where you have to be in your power. So this can go numerous ways. First off, you need to understand, with or without them, you are going to be happy. That is not up for debate. You will be happy. This is going to be closing off a very painful chapter. Are you going to let them go and start to do your own healing process and healing from them? Or are you going to take this apology and this offer and rekindle this? Forgiveness is going to have to play a major part if that's the case. This goes from diligence to healing to completely your choice. So play your cards right. Do the right thing for you. So what I'm seeing here is life being grossly unfair to you, taking you for a ride, kind of chewing you up and spitting you out without any resources around you. Life has been really hard for you, and it's made you kind of cynical as a shell, really. So what I see here is enough messing around with you. I see that you are throwing yourself completely in the mix. I see that you're kind of putting yourself in this overly diligent and overly controlling situation. I see that you're going to be doing the controlling on it, but I see that there's nothing more that you are willing to sacrifice on this. You're not going to let anybody play with your head. You're not going to let anybody take anything away from you. This becomes an obsession of yours. And this, it feels like there is a sense of greed, but it's because people seem so willing to take from you in the past. It's like, what the F? What is your problem? And enough being so kind to everybody, enough being so playful towards these people, I see that you're not messing around with any of them anymore. I see that you want nothing to do with them. So this, it looks like you're going to go to the other end of the spectrum where you came from no power, no say, everybody taking you for a ride, really. Going the other way of F you, F you, F you, you're cool, F you, I'm done. And really making some powerhouse move on your part. So what is this going to lead to? After all is said and done, what is this going to lead to for you? All right, you're getting on your soapbox. You're going to tell people exactly why you had to become this person. You're going to put a lot of people in their place. Be careful, it's coming from a very wounded spot. That's my only hang up with it. You have a lot of work that's ahead of you in order to heal, but you're going to hold people accountable along the way. Yeah. You're going to get your apology. There's going to end up being a compromise, but you have a lot of healing that you have to do from this, and I want you to give yourself the compassion to do so. All right, so you are at a grand time of learning to be flexible. You're not at the fork in the road, and I can hear you already screaming about this. What's it gonna take? Well, I'll tell you. There's a lot in your paradigm that is rooted in a sense of lack and disempowerment, and you are going to the opposite end of the spectrum to try and find a balance in it. Spirit's not letting you do that. It is holding you in the middle ground until you can actually start to let up. There's a lot of blocks in you being in the flow state and letting things come your way. You've done so much work on your part. You've done so much effort. You've overcompensated for a lot of things that were not in your control. And this is all coming from a place of lack. So life is at a standstill for you. Why? Because now you have to wait for this life to come to fruition and get rid of this idea of lack and start allowing yourself to be rooted. You don't dare allow yourself to be rooted. The fate is there's no step forward until you learn to let go of this idea of lack and thinking that this life is here to punish you. You are not going to be punished in this life. All the karma that you have dealt with has been paid off. So this, whatever thought process you've been going on, whatever you've been prepping yourself for and calling it preparing yourself for either the inevitable or the worst, I want you to know that this is not part of the ideal life for you or any life for you. You're in transition coming from a place of pain into a life of abundance, whether it's material, spiritual, love, whatever. But you have to strip away everything that was rooted in pain with you. Because where you are going, you don't get the right to experience all of that pain over and over on a daily basis as if it were fresh. You have to learn to let go of that, and that comes through the healing process. I know that it's really hard to hear. I hate saying that to you, but the transition, you have to take those muddy shoes off before you can enter into your new house. This is you learning to be flexible. This is you learning that not everything that what it was how it is supposed to be, and it's not how it's going to be moving forward. And you do not get to make your decisions based out of lack and of fear. Life has so much more in store for you than living in a perpetual state of purgatory, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Life wants you to start seeing the magic and how you are the magician behind it. So what this is, it's fate. And you learning how to play your hand. You are absolutely amazing. You are so powerful. Let yourself start to heal and strip away these pains and these lacks. I hope this made sense. Everything that I'm looking at is making you go back to a state of childlike wonder, and I don't think that this is a heal for your life. The grounding yourself, to ground yourself and have confidence in energy work, it's waiting for life to strike you, not in a bad sense. Lightning is striking to illuminate your life and put you on your divine path, which, look at these cards. You are retreating into a state of childhood-like innocence. You are meant to be here. You are meant to be cradled. You are meant to be loved. You are meant to be looking at life through the eyes of a child and all of its possibilities and wonders, through this sense of innocence. Yes, there is pain, there is shame, there's injustice in the world, and you are not part of it. You are not the cause of it. And Source and Spirit is telling you that you are changing your direction through the energy work so that you can restore this sense of innocence in your life. You care deeply about children, even this child wound that you are bearing. So this is you showing yourself that element of self-care and self-love, and all children, including your own inner child, requiring love and attention. We can clear your heart and schedule so you can give more time and energy to children who need you. So you are starting to make time for little you to come out and play, for little you to release the shackles that's been part of its life. So the have faith and the innocence, this is what you are going after, getting rid of the guilt for wanting it to be this way in your life. There's a lot of guilt, a little bit of shame for, I guess, what has led you to this point, and who are you to have this desire to achieve such a thing. My darling, if you have stumbled your glorious way across this, chances are you had led a really challenging life where it has been nothing but one thing after another, and one step after another, and one hardship after another. Now it's time for you to start rewarding yourself, and rewarding yourself one way after another, one way after another, one playfulness after another. You have complete angelic guidance around you. You have been stripping all of this excessive burden off of you. And I know that these wounds feel fresh, but it's going to be healing. And what's left is what you are at your core, your truth, your center. And this is where you're going to be thinking from, where you're going to be making your resourceful decisions from. And this is what's going to actually, I think, be the very foundation that you walk on moving forward. So it's very simple and it's very beautiful. All right, you grab a seat and listen. This is a message from somebody on the other side, whether it's a loved one or whether it's from your main guide. You need to hear this right now. So it's either to laugh or I'm not sure, but we need you to know that you can change things miraculously for you and everyone and make things right. It's never too late. Forgiveness is about releasing yourself from the burdens of the old story, one in which you were the victim of someone else's actions or your own. You don't need to carry this around. You can set yourself free. Even advocating for good because of this experience requires your forgiveness to be effective. Forgiveness is never about condoning things that were done. It's about letting yourself off the hook for carrying the burden. Resentment and hurt are like viruses that spread to others, and that is the opposite of what you really desire, right? Imagine what your life would be like without the burdens that you carry when you do not forgive. And this is the time where it's one of those times where you're being asked to add distance. Take a step and do nothing but observe. Don't worry about how long it's going to take to regroup. Just know that it's temporary and actually an opportunity to take a breath. Slow down and look at how far you've come. Decisions for the highest good are made when you have clarity, which comes from being open to information from both the intellect and intuition. When you step into the role of the observer, it's as if you turn on a switch that allows your soul to be an essential part of the information gathering and decision-making process. In this way, you can approach things from a more neutral and non-judgmental standpoint. We know that you'll make the right choice, and trust us when we say now is not the time to get too close to the fray. Step back now, you'll be glad that you did. All right, to help manifest the life in the highest good, we invite you to examine your deepest desires. It's probably why you're stepping back. Imagine all your desires, no matter what kind, are like magic seed pods in the basket, glowing with infinite potential. Look closely at each one. Are you afraid that something might bring you too much attention or invite negative reactions from others? Is it too daunting? Are you afraid to stretch and grow? Let yourself be led and let the seeds of positive intention take to the wind. Your desires count and you are worthy of them. They're essential for co-creating your world. And did you ever consider that when your desire comes from deep within you, it might be spirit moving you to create something beautiful to share with others? Some desires are infused with miraculous powers to move the heart and influence the world in ways you can't possibly know. So we know and love you so deeply and are so happy to support you, love spirit. So this is you taking a step back before you take a leap forward on this in your purpose. Spirit is absolutely calling us all out on our crap. You're about to make some magic. I love this.